Let's be real, artificial intelligence is way more than just a buzzword these days. It's become this invisible collaborator in our daily lives. Right, it's the engine humming behind our favorite apps, and it's a force that's reshaping our entire world at a truly incredible speed. And we hear it all the time, don't we? That AI is going to revolutionize every single industry, from healthcare to entertainment. It's this big external change that's happening to all of us. But the real story, well, the one that's a lot more personal and maybe a little more profound, is how it's starting to change us on the inside, how it's changing our minds, our jobs, and maybe even what it means to be human. Okay, let's really get into this. So over the next few minutes, we're going to unpack some key insights from across the field. We'll break down AI's impact into 5 crucial areas, from how we talk to it to how it's remaking the world around us. And you know what? It all starts with the most basic step. First things first, we actually have to learn how to talk to it. And I don't just mean typing keywords into a search bar. This is about developing a completely new kind of literacy. So to start, it helps to know what we're even dealing with. Almost everything we interact with today is what's called narrow AI. It's incredibly good at one specific thing. The big one, the holy grail that everyone is chasing, is general AI, which has more human-like thinking. And super AI, well, that's still pretty much science fiction, for now anyway. Now, to really communicate with the AI we have today, you need a framework. And believe it or not, the easiest way to remember it is with this weird little phrase, tiny crabs ride enormous iguanas. Seriously, it stands for task, context, references, evaluate, and iterate. This 5-step process is the difference between just giving a command and actually having a productive conversation. If you master this, you're not just a user anymore, you're a collaborator. Okay, so now that we know how to talk to AI, let's tackle one of the biggest points of anxiety out there, our jobs. And honestly, the story here is probably not what you're thinking. The common fear is, of course, mass job loss. But the data, well, it projects something totally different. While AI might displace about 9 million jobs by 2030, it's also expected to create 11 million new ones. So it's a net job creator. But here's the catch. These new jobs look nothing like the old ones. These brand new roles fall into 3 buckets that really highlight where we humans still have the edge. First up, accountability. An AI can write a report, sure, but it can't sign its name to it and take responsibility. That requires people, sometimes called sin eaters, and AI auditors. Second, integration. We need AI plumbers and integrators to weave this new tech into all our old, complicated systems. And finally, my favorite, taste. Just pure creative judgment and direction. This idea, which is inspired by the legendary music producer Rick Rubin, just illustrates the shift perfectly. See, his value isn't that he can play all the instruments. It's his confidence in taste that guides amazing artists to a brilliant outcome. In this new age of AI, a lot of us are going to become the Rick Rubins of our own fields, curating, directing, and guiding AI's incredible technical skill. And this evolution, it goes way beyond our jobs and right into our own minds. Because this isn't just about how we use these tools. It's about how these tools are starting to use us and changing how we think and how we feel. A survey of over 300 experts painted a pretty sobering picture for the year 2035. Half of them, 50%, believe our co-evolution with AI will lead to negative changes in our ability to think deeply. Only about 21% see positive changes. I mean, that is a stark warning coming from the very people who know this technology best. And this is where it gets genuinely chilling. The legal expert Ken Grady frames this risk perfectly. He calls it a kind of self-inflicted dementia. The fear is that as we keep offloading core human functions like remembering, analyzing, and reasoning, we might hit a tipping point where we can't get back what makes us human anymore. So, this is crucial. We're facing 2 very different paths. On one path, AI can act as cognitive scaffolding, a temporary support that helps us build new skills and think bigger than ever. But on the other path, it becomes a permanent crutch, leading to cognitive dependency, where our own mental muscles just waste away. And right now, that choice is still ours to make. This co-evolution isn't just cognitive, it's also emotional. And this isn't science fiction. For over 300,000 people right now, AI companions are their primary relationship partners. This technology is clearly meeting a real, deep human need for connection, but it's also forcing us to ask some really profound questions about what a real relationship even is. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. Broadening our view from the individual to the international stage, this whole cognitive and emotional revolution is happening against the backdrop of a really high-stakes global race for AI dominance. And right now, there are two competing strategies playing out. On one side, you have the infrastructure arms race. This is the belief that winning means pouring hundreds of billions of dollars into massive data centers. Then you've got the efficiency revolution, the idea that victory actually comes from smarter, more optimized algorithms that can just do more with less. And this number is where that efficiency revolution gets very, very real. A company called DeepSeek developed a highly competitive AI model for roughly $6 million. Just let that sink in for a second. Not hundreds of billions, 6 million. This one number basically challenges that entire bigger as better arms race, and it proves that being smarter, not just richer, could be what wins the future. So, how are governments trying to handle all this? The US strategy, for example, is basically a high-wire act. On one side, it's all about pure acceleration, strengthening our capabilities, protecting the ecosystem. But on the other side, it's about pumping the brakes, promoting responsible development and international teamwork. It's a huge balancing act between winning the race and making sure the whole thing doesn't go completely off the rails. And that brings us to the very near future. All of these different threads we've been talking about, how we communicate with AI, its impact on our jobs and our minds, the global race, they're all converging on one critical inflection point. Many experts are now predicting that by the year 2027, which is just a few years away, AI will achieve human-level performance across most cognitive tasks. Now, this isn't just another tech milestone. This signals a fundamental shift in the entire relationship between human intelligence and machine intelligence. And this leads us to this central paradox of our time. As AI's intelligence just explodes exponentially, our ability to really understand and control it seems to be shrinking. These systems are becoming black boxes. They're so complex, we can see the output, but we can no longer fully explain the process going on inside. That gap between machine smarts and human understanding is getting wider every day.
Which leaves us with the ultimate question as we try to navigate this new era. With this unbelievable power we've created, are we consciously and carefully designing our AI-driven future? Or are we just becoming passive passengers on a journey where we don't even fully control the destination? The choice, for now at least, is still up to us.